Hey team, welcome back to a very specific RH10 nutrition video, bringing you lots of exciting updates following what was quite a cool nutrition seminar at the weekend.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people here, there was a lot of questions, there was a lot of information given.
I know, yeah, there was a lot. I don't expect everyone to remember everything, but I just wanted to make sure I covered a broad range of stuff that everyone could take in. But yeah, there was a lot of information, but I really enjoyed it.
Good.
I thought it was really good.
You're going to get attached to this email a link to the slides from the nutrition talk. We have filmed it. I need to steal that video off Ben, and providing the sound quality works, we will get you a copy of that as well. I know coming out of that seminar there were a lot of, the information you gave was very general, right? There's a lot of different people in the room trying to chase different things. Maybe people are trying to gain some muscle, get stronger, lose some weight, fuel their workout, so many different categories, and it's obviously very difficult for you to answer
everything,
really specific questions in such a group setting. So we spoke at the weekend about bringing a more individualized approach, and that's what we are coming at you with today. Those words make sense. So if you come away from the nutrition seminar, or you're sat there watching this thinking, oh man, it's a lot of information, I need to work out how to apply it to myself, and I think that's the tricky part. Hey, we've got this great resource in Tiah, and we want to supply her to you so that you can take full advantage of all the great stuff that's in her brain. Right? Good news for you guys is those nutrition seminars are not done, okay? We're looking to do 3 to 4 of those a year. Always going to be free to access for you guys, always going to be welcome to come along and pick Tiah's brain as much as you can. If you're coming out of that, or you want a little more specific information, you've got some really burning questions that apply very specifically to you, then Tiah's going to open up her diary just like a PT session for some 1-to-1 hour-long consults, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to get 60 minutes, you can ask Tiah those questions, you get to give people something a little bit more. Yeah,
a bit more specific, a bit more individualised to your goals and methods that suit you, because not everyone does things the same way and doesn't need to do things the same way. So it'll be a bit more specific, not generalised advice, individualised advice for you.
Like all the content in Tiah's seminar about gaining muscle might not be the thing you're trying to do, or all the advice about her that she's given about kind of body composition or weight management or all those things may not be applicable to you. So we can get rid of all that useless information and really drill into the bits that make sense, or the bits that apply to you, right?
Yeah.
If we want to dial it up a little bit more, so you can buy that 1-to-1 session, just like a PT session, for £40 as a one-off, kind of whenever you want to check in and pick Tiah's brain for an hour, right? If you want a one-off to kind of get a bit more of your head around what's going on, that's how we can do that. If we want to dial it up and get a little bit more accountability, start seeing Tiah a little bit more regularly, we've got this bronze package, right? This bronze nutrition with Tiah package. It's £60 a month. What are we doing with that, Tiah? What does that include? Talk to me.
So that includes a monthly kind of session, so about a 50-minute consult. Again, we kind of go back and forth, finding out what you're after, why, things like that. I can give you advice during that consultation. You can go away with some things to work towards, some goals perhaps. And then weekly, or was it fortnightly? Weekly, you get a kind of online check-in sort of thing. So I'll send you a form, you fill it out, and then I can give you either written or verbal feedback on what you've sent me in that check-in. So we still have that kind of weekly contact. So I can see how you're doing and you can feedback to me, and you have that accountability, because I know that's something that a lot of people really after, is that accountability aspect. So you're getting that weekly contact with me, I give you a little bit of feedback, and also that monthly where we can go into a bit more detail about stuff, and we can go to a bit more information and just kind of round things off.
So once a month I get to sit down with you and be like, hey Tiah, I'm trying to get stronger, I'm doing all the work in the gym, but I'm really struggling with energy. We can dig into that, we can talk strategies and habits and stuff. And then that's going to loop back into my weekly check-in form, so that you can see how well those strategies are working.
Pretty much.
And then we can tweak and update accordingly. So that form's going to look different from person to person depending on what you discussed in your monthly consultation, right?
The feedback will definitely look different as well. There'll be some general questions in there, but then there'll also be some that I need to specifically ask you and not someone else. So it'll look
different depending on what the goal is, who the person is, etc. Right? So you get your once a month consultation, your weekly check-ins with Tiah, rinse and repeat, £60 a month. If I want a little bit more, like if I need more touch points, more contacts, more advice, more support to kind of change these habits and change what I'm doing to get the results that I want, we can dial this up to this silver package, right? So we go from bronze, where I'm seeing you in person once a month, that dials up, we're going to double it?
Yeah, so it's fortnightly instead of monthly. One thing about the bronze package is I'm basically going to, if you have the bronze package, you'll have a generalized nutrition folder with general nutrition information. So it won't be necessarily specific information to you, but any information that maybe I put in that PowerPoint that you'd kind of like to know more about, that will be in that folder and you can access it whenever you want to.
But also, I guess in that bronze package as well, if someone's struggling around, I don't know, getting enough protein in, there's probably something in there that's, you can point them in the right direction, right? It may not be, hey, specifically, Sam, you need to try doing this, but here are a list of strategies that we could use to get more protein in. Here's some advice that may well be very relevant to where you're at right now.
Here is this information I made earlier.
If I was good at video editing, there'd be information in my hands, but there's not going to be. So then silver, we're going to dial things up a little bit. So bronze, that £60 a month package. Silver, it's going to be £120 a month. What changes?
So the session number changes, again, that fortnightly number instead of 1 month.
So I get to see you every other week.
Yeah.
Right, we come in, I get to sit and have those hour-long kind of, or 50-minute long consultations where we can drill into a lot more detail.
Yeah.
We can really discuss where I'm at, what's going on, and get those frequent kind of one-to-one sessions, so I get more information about what's going on, where I'm at, and how to make more positive changes.
A little bit more in-depth support because those longer sessions are being ramped up to fortnightly, and still getting those weekly online check-ins as well. These consultations can be online over Zoom if you need to be. If we can't meet each other in the gym, they can be from home if it needs to be.
Yeah, the point is the time and the face-to-face conversation, be that in person or on Zoom, you're going to get the same outcome,
definitely.
Right? So we've got consultations fortnightly, we're keeping the weekly check-ins, that information folder.
So now that information folder becomes specific to your goals and needs. So it won't just be I'll chuck in random information and then point you to it if I need to. It'll be more, I'm struggling with this here, I really need help with this. Okay, here's a bit of information, it's going in that. It's more specific to what you actually need. So it's tailored completely around you.
So if I'm macro counting for whatever it is I'm trying to do, I'm going to get information on that. Whereas if someone else is there and they're using some kind of hand guide to measure some foods for whatever reason, they're going to get information on that. So we're going to have very different, like, digital buckets of information. It's there again,
That's a bucket.
What's this? Hole for us to access as and when we need. Cool. Right, got you. So I go fortnightly consultations, I go weekly check-ins online, and my folder of information is suddenly about me. Super useful. All right, and then we're going to dial it up one more time. We've got a gold package as well. So if we want even more touch points, even more contact with Tiah, if we feel we need even more support to help start making the changes that we want to make this a lifetime of kind of great eating habits, what does gold look like?
So again, consultations ramp up weekly.
So I get to see you weekly.
You get to see my face every week.
Worth it in its own right. I get to see you weekly. We have those one-on-ones once a week. So I'm getting even more feedback, support and strategies around what I'm doing for the remaining 6 days of that week to dial it in the direction and make the changes we want to change.
If you feel like you are the sort of person who does something for 3 days and then completely falls off the wagon, this might be something for you where you just struggle to keep up that routine for even kind of a week's period of time. We've all been there. It's just for someone who needs that kind of constant touch-in, support, something like that, because it is hard and it's, we all need support, but this is just that kind of extra.
So if I'm seeing you in person once a week or on Zoom once a week, my check-in forms,
these can be as frequent as you then need them as well.
So if I want or need that support, I can fill in that information daily so that every week we've got 7 days of information to review, discuss, and then tweak our strategies accordingly to get even more effective changes in the directions that we need.
Yeah.
Makes loads of sense. I'm assuming I still get all my information in my
You
bucket.
still get your personalised information in your bucket, yeah.
Digital bucket.
Digital bucket.
Heard it here first. Proud it's got digital bucket for it, isn't it? But I get to see you weekly. I get up to daily check-ins if I need them. I've got loads more touch points so that I'm way more accountable in how often I see you. So, okay, then I come to you and I'm like, hey, I'm clueless. Like, help me. I'm really struggling. I'm not having a good time with food. I really struggle. I kind of eat whatever I can get my hands on. I don't really know what's going on. There's no strategy here. I'm just eating, and I'm not happy with where it's at. Could I start with that silver or gold package and then dial it back to bronze or silver as I feel I get more control over what's going on?
100%. 100%. Things aren't going to remain constant, so we'll need to be flexible in. We'll have our consultation, see how things go for a period of time. If it's getting to the point where you're completely out of control and you're like, actually, I really need to see you more, I need to talk to you more, then we might have to just take it up to that next one. If you're getting on really well and you're kind of like, actually, I've got a good routine, I just kind of need those monthly or fortnightly check-ins, then we just take it down.
So we've got some flexibility here. In fact, I guess if someone's getting on with it really well and we've got some really good habits, they might come away from that sport altogether and maybe every couple of months just pay for a one-off one-to-one with you, have a super like high-level top-down check-in, like how you're getting on, are your numbers still tracking like they were when we were working together more closely. I can go, but I'm really struggling with, I don't know, like my fat intake and it's whatever, and you can go, like, cool, here's some strategies, and I'll play with this. I'll see you in a few months, see how we're getting on, because I guess ultimately we're looking for changes that last a lifetime.
We're looking, 100%, and we're looking for habits, and I could give you all the information you want and say, this is what you should be eating, blah, 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 and you go, okay, I know that, but how do you then put that into practice? That's the thing that a lot of people don't really know how to do. So we would work together. I'd teach you how to make habits, how to form habits that you can continue long term. So it's not just about me giving you nutrition information, it's what I mentioned in the PowerPoint as well, behaviour change. There's strategies to that, and they are just as important as you understanding the nutrition knowledge as well. So it's working together to get you building those foundations where you can then implement that nutritional stuff, but you've laid a foundation already.
So that in 5-10 years time, hey, maybe I do still check in with you once every 6 months, just be like, hey, this is where I'm at, this is what's going on. But actually, we've got this information and we've got strategies to put it into my day-to-day life so I don't need to see you super frequently.
Yeah.
Makes loads of sense. Team, if you've got more questions that you want to ask Tiah directly, you can now email her on tiah.mason at RH10fitness.co.uk. We'll put a link to that email. Maybe it'll change. Maybe we're Mason Widett by the end of it.
Widett. Not Widett.
That's not her. That's someone else who does have Tiah's first aid certification. Gloss over that. Team, as always, any questions, you can now hit Tiah up, or you can reply to this one. We'll get into Tiah for you, and you can ask questions that way, or catch me, Rob, or Tiah in the gym. Otherwise, see you on a video soon.
Toodles!